How to file a California public records request. Welcome to this step-by-step guide on how to file a public records request under California law. I'm Rodney Rizan, and today I'm walking you through exactly how this process works, what your rights are, and what happens when the government tries to ignore you. What is the CPRA? The California Public Records Act, also known as the CPRA, is the law that gives every person the right to access public documents from state and local agencies. You don't need a lawyer, you don't need special access, you just need to ask. This is one of the most powerful tools available to hold your city, your county, and even your airport authorities, like LAWA, accountable. What I'm requesting and why it matters. In my case, I'm requesting 8 official COVID-19 forms that were used against employees during the pandemic. But I'm not just asking for any documents. I'm demanding certified, legally adopted versions and of those forms with proof they were actually authorized, because I don't believe they were. And if I'm right, that means people were punished or retaliated against based on fraudulent documents. Now, once we submit our request, the law gives the agencies 10 days to respond. That's Government Code Section 7922.535A. If you need more time, they can take up to 14 more days, but only if they tell you in writing during those first 10 days. They must tell you whether the documents exist or whether to release them. Silence is not an option. What I expect will happen, in my case, I'm pretty sure they won't respond properly. I don't think the certified documents exist. They'll probably send me some PDFs or links to websites, but that's not the same as certified legally adopted form. And that's okay, because this is part of a bigger strategy. This is about building the legal case for court. What happens if they don't respond correctly? If they ignore me or give me documents that are legally valid, the next step is to file a petition for writ of mandate under Code of Civil Procedure, Section 1085. That's when I ask the court to order the agency to turn over the real records or admit they don't exist. And if they can't prove these forms are legally adopted, that becomes evidence in my larger legal case. Now we're going to go ahead and do it live. Let's head right over to LAWA's portal right now. And I'm going to show you exactly, I'm going to be submitting my request right now. So let's head over there right now. Okay. So now we're going to start off when we're going in to make a public records request. What I see with the Los Angeles World Airports, the city of Los Angeles, uh, and a lot of the major cities have this type of, they're going to have a portal where you can actually do your request through a portal and you don't necessarily have to write it in. So on this instance, I went to lawa.org. And then once I go to lawa.org, I go into the search bar and I'm going to type in public records request. Once I hit that right there, this first link right here, I'm going to click on that. And it took me right over here to where I can make a new public records request. So I'm going to click on that button right there. Right here, you got to put in what you're requesting right here. Okay. You can upload files if you'd like, and then all your information is down here. And now I'm already signed in, so normally they just respond to you back in email. Okay. So now I have my request over here. Let me copy it real quick. And let's go over my request. So, California Public Records Act requests certified copies of COVID-19 employment related forms and documentation of authorization. Dear Records Officer, pursuant to the California Public Records Act, the CPRA, Government Code Section 7920.000 et sec, I respectfully submit this request for public records in my individual capacity. This request seeks to obtain official records related to the forms used by the Los Angeles World Airports, LAWA, and or the City of Los Angeles in connection with the COVID-19 related employment policies, including exemption, procedures, accommodation, requests, and any other related administrative activities. Requested records. Please produce certified copies or certified and unredacted copies of the following 8 forms, if they exist in any official capacity, from January 1st, 2020 to the present. Okay. Number 1, the notice of mandatory COVID-19 vaccination policy requirements while awaiting an exemption/appeal determination. Number 2, the City of Los Angeles employee request for reasonable accommodation. Number 3, the religious exemption request form. Number 4, the City of Los Angeles religious accommodation certification form for exemption for COVID-19 vaccination requirement. Number 5, the City of Los Angeles denial of request for exemption COVID-19 vaccination requirement. Number 6, the City of Los Angeles employee appeal for denial of request for exemption / deferral from COVID-19 vaccination requirement. Number 7, notice of mandatory COVID-19 vaccination policy requirement. Number 8, religious exemption attestation for COVID-19 vaccine. Part 2, certification and documentation of authorization. For each listed form, I respectfully request production of the following where applicable. A certification signed by the custodian of records pursuant to the Evidence Code 1530 subsection B, including any seal or attestation customarily used to verify official documents. Any documentation confirming the formal authorization, approval, or implementation of each form, including but not limited to the City Council file number or resolution number if adopted by ordinance, the signed mayoral executive order if applicable, and the city clerk records regarding presentation and publication, and supporting documentation demonstrating compliance with the Los Angeles City Charter, including Section 101, 250, 251, and 252. This request is limited to records reflecting official or authorized use, implementation, or publication of these forms. Part 3, clarification if records are unavailable or withheld. If any of the requested documents cannot be provided in a certified or authorized form, please provide a written response that states whether the records exist in any form, whether the record was adopted, approved, or used by LAWA of the City of Los Angeles. Number 3, the name and title of the individual office responsible for its use or implementation. Number 4, the specific CPRA exemption or privilege asserted for withholding the record, if applicable. Okay, this request is made solely for purposes of determining whether the forms in question were formally adopted and lawfully authorized for use by public agencies. Part 4, format fees and response deadline. Please produce the records in the format in which they are ordinarily maintained. If available in the native digital format, please provide accordingly. If applicable, I request advance notice of any duplication or processing fees. I also respectfully request a waiver of production of fees under Government Code Section 7922.530 subsection A based on financial hardship and public interest nature of the request. I respectfully request a response no later than July 18th as provided under Government Code 7922.535. Preservation and future use. This request is submitted as part of a formal record-keeping effort and may be referenced in administrative or judicial pleadings. Please ensure that all internal documents, correspondence drafts, and metadata related to the creation, approval, or distribution of the listed forms are preserved in accordance with applicable records retention policies. Please confirm receipt of this request by email. I appreciate your time and cooperation. Sincerely, Rodney Ruzan. So that is my request right there. So right now, I don't have anything else to upload. Everything looks good. And I am going to go ahead and make this request right now. So simple as that. Make the request. And now they have it. And I'm just getting an email now from the city. Okay. And then also, that's my request number. It's open. It's not, request visibility is unpublished right now. And that's pretty much what it looks like. Requester. What to include in your reports. Here's what you need to include in your request. Say that you're making a request under the CPRA. List exactly what you want. Be specific. Ask for certified copies under Evidence Code Section 1530 subsection B. And if you suspect the forms were never adopted legally, cite the city charter, sections 101, 250, 251, and 252. And don't forget to give them a deadline for a response. This is bigger than one request. This isn't about just documents. This is about proving that the forms used to discipline people were never authorized. This is how you start building a case, from the records request to their silence to the courtroom. And that's exactly what I'm doing. If you found this helpful, make sure you like, subscribe, and follow my journey, because I'm going to walk you through the entire legal process. We're not just making requests, we're forcing accountability. If they can't show the records, we'll show the truth.
Words in papers, words in books, words on TV, words for books, words of comfort, words of ease, words to make the fighting cease. Eat your words, but don't go hungry. Words have always nearly hung me. Words are stupid, words are fun. Words can put you on the run. Concrete words, abstract words, words to tell you what to do. Words can put you on the run.